You'll never guess, Miles' life became a tragedy of driving sports cars, earning $200 daily. To combat huge drag, they used an old trick covering the car in yarn. Next up was shedding weight, which made Miles even more on edge. I mean, it's like finals week all over again. He was completely on edge, just like being scratched by a kitten. Come on. Their top priority was shedding car weight, like it was on a diet. This car is fast. Just don't mess it up. They tossed out all the useless gadgets, but after a spin, Miles thought they could still go faster. Just don't let the weight loss mess with the car, so they need a powerful engine. The Lubbock engine cuts 32 and hits 8,000 RPM like a rocket. With Miles and Shelby's teamwork, the Ford GT40 set record lap times, but the day before the race, VP, once roasted by Miles, suddenly sought out Shelby, and his reasoning was as ridiculous as it gets. He didn't want to embarrass the company in front of the media. Though Shelby wanted to fight back, but hey, hierarchy can be deadly, and Miles saw through Ford's tricks. He wasn't going to complain. Instead, he noted the GT40's gearbox overheats easily, urging backup drivers to watch their speed. On race day, Miles arrives at work as usual. Then, alone in the workshop, he turns on the radio like 7. His worst fear came true. 3 GT40s withdrew from Le Mans due to gearbox failures, like a chain explosion. Ferrari snatched the crown for a 5th time, and Ford was fuming like a volcano, but Shelby was riding high on victory and sought out his old buddy. But Miles wasn't having it and threw a punch right in Shelby's face. 2 grown men throwing down like kids on a playground. Luckily, the age-old wisdom holds. A brawl can settle most disputes, a trend that never really goes out of style. And so, Miles returned to the team, and under their tuning, the GT40 became a speed demon, but then trouble brewed again. During an extreme acceleration test, the brakes overheated and failed, and flames roared, engulfing the entire car. It was like a volcanic eruption. Fortunately, the fire-resistant car saved Miles' life, but his first words were, "We need to fix the brakes. What a riot." Meanwhile, the VP continued to brown-nose the boss, regaining Ford's trust and landing the racing project director position, all while plotting to kick Miles out. Shelby seized the moment by locking the VP in his office, then invited the boss to personally experience the GT40 time to feel what real speed. And after the trial, Ford acted like a 250-pound crying kid, while Shelby aimed to show the suave guy GT40's charm. But this old fox wasn't going down without a fight. He claimed the VP found a better driver. That led to Shelby and Ford going toe-to-toe, acting like a 20-year-old boss. He was out to show him just how fast a Ford could really go. He was determined to let him know just how badass the Ford was, clearly on a mission to showcase his power. This was all about showcasing Ford's true capabilities, and Shelby put everything on the line for Ford. Miles reached the track, leading at halftime as if to win. But the VP began his sneaky moves. He limited all drivers to 6,000 RPM, citing gearbox overheating concerns so sneaky. Thus, with the need for maintenance and endurance racing, he brought in top-tier mechanics for his cars like he was playing dirty. This gave the VP drivers a clear path to first place, while Miles found himself falling far behind. What a nail-biter. It seemed like the outcome was set, and the VP was ready to pop champagne, while Shelby was calm as a cucumber, scribbling a mysterious. Then he raised the sign high, and when Miles slammed the gas, wow, that Ford GT40 was like a wild stallion ready to gallop. The Ford GT40 instantly zoomed past its rivals, and the VP face was pure comedy gold as the race neared its climax. Miles shifted gears and sped past 3rd place, heading into the final turn. What a thrill. This was the showdown of a lifetime. Miles floored it, and the car roared like a beast, leaving 2nd place in the dust. With 1 kilometer left, Miles stayed calm, leaving the VP driver trailing in fumes. As the checkered flag was lowered, Miles finally sped past the finish line, securing his entry ticket to Le Mans through pure talent, and everyone at the scene erupted in cheers. Shelby breathed a sigh of relief, celebrating with friends for Miles that night, but deep down he knew the real challenge awaited at the Le Mans race in 5 months. Back home, Miles found his son studying the Le Mans track and told him he would be the one making history at the Le Mans. He would pull off the most perfect lap with unmatched agility, not to mention it was an unprecedented feat. As time flew by, it was June 1966, and the night before the race, Miles was wide awake. He strolled the track. It was his tradition, because walking the first turn was the key to understanding how tricky the road ahead would be. With a loud command, drivers rushed to their beloved cars, and right as the race kicked off, the track turned into a right circus. Miles avoided a disaster, but worse, his car door wouldn't close. He drove on, steering with one hand and holding the door with the other. It seriously messed with his drive, and the red Ferrari whizzed by like a laughing wind, mocking the whole time. Other drivers finished a lap. Miles still struggled with the door hilarious. Finally, he miraculously made it to the pits, but the mechanics fumbled for ages with no luck. What a bummer. The Ford team was pointing and shouting while the old Ferrari driver lounged nearby, enjoying the spectacle. What a scene. Just when it mattered, the old man pulled out his family heirloom, a massive hammer. At long last, with the dream of pressure release, Miles was finally free to unleash the pent-up excitement in his heart.